sorry we have some crappy lighting right now. Good morning, you guys, here on Facebook Live as well and on Instagram. I'm here with my husband, Ash, and we want to talk about 3 reasons why his other companies have failed and why this company is going to succeed. I'm really sorry about the lighting. Just is what it is. It's early in the morning and we're trying to sneak this in before our son wakes up. So you'll have to bear with our bad lighting. Anyway, good morning, everybody. How are you doing?
Good
awesome.
morning.
Awesome. Say good morning to us. We are drinking Highburst.
Yeah.
Cheers. We're drinking highburst.com, which is actually Ash's, I almost called you Zach. Our son's name's Zach. Ash's company. I'm actually going to move this down here so maybe we don't have that shadow.
Yeah.
There. Can you pop that up?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, IG, thanks for bearing with us. Okay, this is the cool thing about lives is that, there. This is the cool thing about, the cool thing about lives is that it's all live. Okay, so I want to chat with you, and the reason why I asked you to come on is because, first of all, I get the back of the scenes, look into as you're building, and there's great love and great tough love as you build.
That definitely is that.
It's kind of like, it's a balance being a wife or a girlfriend or a partner and having your partner in business, or like, put it this way, coaching your partner is a very dangerous thing to do sometimes. So Ash and I have really, remember when we first met and you were like, coach me. And I was like, I can't coach you. If I coach you, we're going to become friends. And you remember that? You're like, nope, I can handle it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
He's like, I can handle it. It's fine. I can handle it. I'm like, no, it's really not a good idea to coach your partner. And so because you are the strongest man I've ever been with in my entire life, you enrolled me into coaching you, and then it started to go like this. Right?
Worlds collide.
Worlds collided, and we started, fighting all the time, and it just wasn't a good deal for us. So then I kind of stomped my feet and said, okay, that's it. I'm going on strike, and I'm not coaching you anymore, and you're going to have to figure out your thing on your own. For those of you guys who are just joining me who don't know who I am, my name is Shanda Sumpter. This is Ash Gandahari. Yes, we are married, and this is 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda, and I do it Monday through Friday on our Hardcore Business page, and sometimes I stream live on my Instagram for you guys. So anyway, today we want to talk about, business, obviously, because that's what I do. I help people build businesses, and my mission on the planet is that money is never a reason why you don't take action. In fact, money for a long time was a reason why I didn't get married. It's also a big reason why I didn't have children or settle down earlier than I did, because I really wanted to, I guess it was like my worth, I really wanted to be established, and I think men feel this. I really want to feel established before I actually get into a relationship, because I wanted to be a contribution. And what I've realized since vulnerable moment here, a Shanda vulnerable moment here, is that, yes, I have the perfect man for me now in my life, but, we both waited so long. We're the same age. We both waited so long that now we're trying to have more babies, and just because I'm over 40, and yes, I'm working on my mindset on that, you guys. You don't have to send me 500 messages on this. Totally working on my mindset around this. But because we are over 40, I'm 41 years old, Ash has just turned 42, we have been, we've been trying to have another child for like almost a year now. So where our first child just came like in 3 months, and that's how we ended up together and married and all of that 90 days after we met. Anyway, long story short, I think when you wait and you serve money before you serve your vision or your purpose, you could get yourself into more trouble than you need to. So we are here to make sure that money is never a reason why you don't take action in your life. And we're going to talk about some of Ash's past companies. And I'm going to basically go in, and while he's talking, I'm going to interject, which is not something you normally want to do in a relationship, but I'm going to play the hat of a coach while I'm interviewing him with the delicate balance of a wife in the process. But I'll be interrupting him, and I don't want that to inspire a fight in somebody's life because you interrupt your man. Okay, so typically you should allow your man to speak and you sit back and you listen, and when they're done speaking, you can interject and jump in.
Is that what it's supposed to be like? Oh, okay.
Hey! No, but I do. I catch myself if I'm very passionate.
So is this like Ash's first wake-up call with Ash?
Yeah, wake-up call with Ash. So we're going to talk about your past businesses, and we're all going to learn from why they didn't make it.
Yeah, I got it.
Right? Okay, so let's talk about you had Ionic, which Ionic was a clothing line.
Yeah, it was active sportswear, and Ionic. I think there's a number of reasons why that business didn't make it. It's one, because I wasn't all in. I was my heart was so all desires weren't in. And the reason I started the business was it was like a byproduct of, okay, what am I going to do next versus making a choice.
So filling a gap. Filling a void inside you. So this is like when you make a decision to launch a product or something in your business because you think the market's going to like it and it's going to get you rich or it's going to make you feel powerful. It's like the wrong reasons to launch a business. And
I was 22 years old, and
that has no reason.
I know it has nothing to do with it, and I would say the other reasons, the number one reason is that I wasn't in.
You weren't all in.
I wasn't in at all.
So when you closed it, do you remember where you were the day you closed it?
Oh yeah, I was in a San Diego Convention Center for the Surf Expo. It was the Surf Expo. I remember that moment. And in a crazy way, my sister was trying to talk me out of it, and I was like, "No, this is going to happen." A friend of mine that was kind of supporting me with our Japanese market and our distributors was like trying to talk me out of it. Said, "No, this business is closing today," and I did a licensing deal there and closed the business.
Wow. Okay, so you got Ionic. Failure number one.
That's probably failure number much higher than that, but failure number one in my adult life, as far as starting business.
Okay, so then
the hot dog stand was probably the failure.
Oh, I didn't know about the hot dog stand.
That's an old story though.
But tell us.
I started a hot dog stand, lemonade stand when I was a kid. Yeah, like when I was younger. So but those are the stories.
Why did you quit the hot dog stand?
I think it was age. I got to a point where I said, okay, there's no need to have a hot dog stand anymore. But I mean, it was just a neighborhood hot dog stand when you do a hot dog stand and lemonade stands, things like that. So I've always been an entrepreneur in that sense. So
it's interesting though. I don't have any stories where I was really little. Everybody has that story as an entrepreneur, like where they were really little and they had like some sort of a lemonade stand or hot dog stand, or Joe DeSena like doing some crazy crap when he was little.
Firecrackers.
So I don't really have that story. I was like listening to Tony Robbins and reading Wayne Dyer. And
you're coaching for free then, I think.
I probably was coaching for free. You're right. If I was thinking about that. Okay, so then you had Tribalist. Yeah,
Tribalist. Tribalist never took off. It's something I was passionate about, but I would say the reason it never took off is because Tribalist was a byproduct of like Ironmans, like doing the Ironmans.
Yeah.
And I saw how that impacted my life. It impacted me physically, spiritually, emotionally, and like really kind of put me in a whole self-realization state, and it never took off because I kept telling my stories that there's no way I'll make as much money as I'm making doing what I was doing in the beverage consulting world, food, beverage, supplement consulting world. So it was a passion of mine. I loved it, but it never took off. I never did anything with it because
you created clothing with it.
Yeah, I created clothing with it.
He used to try and get me to wear this clothing while I went cycling when I met him and started dating him, called Tribalist. I'm like, what is Tribalist? Like, it was this figment of his imagination and something he wanted to do someday.
We created a logo. Yeah, that's right. We created some clothing.
But so this represents, it's great because this represents like when you have a dream and an aspiration and you think you're going to do it and you kind of sort of step into it. And like he created these like cycling jerseys that said Tribalist, and some of his wonderful friends wore them, but it was nothing. Really friends, like there was no back end behind it. There was just a front end story of the future of what this could be someday. But I remember, I'm going to skip forward for a second. There's even I Am 365, where I remember when I met him, he was telling me about this really inspirational vision behind helping kids get out into the world and get active. So if you notice, there's actually a thread of authenticity, and I want you to look in your own life around this. There's been clues of God really trying to come through you and birth something big, but based on the way you think, what you think is logical, what you think is smart, how you package, message, even price something and put it into the world, and then even how much effort are you going to put behind it to make it work? All of the way that you think, in fact, the way that your parents have taught you to think and school has taught you to think, has actually either made it or didn't make it. Because you know it's true, and we will talk about high burst in a second, but you know what's amazing is I remember, first of all, I've been with you with Life or Tribalist, I Am 365, Ionic, I didn't know you, Affinity, which ended up becoming the brand you have today, which is High Burst. We're going to talk about why High Burst is going to work.
And the consulting side of it.
And the consulting side of it. But all of this has had this thread of an active, really like kind of the mind, body, spirit thing.
Yeah. That's so true. I never really put that together until the second. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has all had that same thread, totally.
It has, but like he was afraid to share with me the I Am 365 plan. When I first met you, I don't know if you remember this. I remember exactly where I was on the street, and you were telling me about this really inspired plan for kids. And I was like, oh my God, I love this, man. This is so cool. Yeah. And it was this big vision, but then there was nothing behind it. Because as I got to know you, what I realized were there were all these fears behind it. Yeah. Right? And you wouldn't take action on it, but you wouldn't even share the plan with me because you were holding your dreams so close to your heart, and I could help you, but you wouldn't even let me see the plan. In fact, today, you've still never let me see the plan.
Well, it's on a Google Drive. I'm sure Kevin could give you access to it. We can get you access to it for sure, because it's something that gets to happen.
It is something. I even donated the first $10,000 to I Am 365.
And that's still sitting in the I Am 365 bank account, and the board knows all about it. So we have a board. It's a nonprofit, and we still do it, but it gets to go for sure. It gets to happen, and we'll work on that. That's going to be something.
You never know. Somebody watching right now might want to be a big part of it.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Share a little bit of the vision on
it. It's really to obesity is a huge epidemic in the world, and the reality of it is there's a direct relationship between fitness and living, and really living an expansive view on life, living all out. And my vision is to get kids off the couch and behind their computers and their video games, and get them moving and doing something that allows them to live. Enjoy the outdoors, enjoy running, and running gives you. My belief is doing Ironmans has contributed to growing my wealth, and growing also like spiritually and mentally. And so when you run, if you're going from 0 to 1 mile to 10 miles, whatever, you kind of learn how to break big things down and accomplish major goals in life. And I believe that that's what the kids today need, is that they need to be able to break down big visions, big goals, and make it a reality by running a mile at a time. I
mean, we hired a celebrity author, Living with a SEAL, to actually continue to teach us how to stretch bigger, live bigger, and break down big goals with the endurance training. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so now you started Affinity, which is a consulting brand. Ash has got a lot of experience around launching products, and just for the sake of time, because we only have about another 5 minutes before we have to get off. For the sake of time, he's helped. He's been on the teams with Monster Energy Drink. He's been.
Be careful about the brands because I have confidentiality agreements.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. So you're not allowed to say.
I cannot say that brand name. Well, okay. Monster I can say it because I was at one point involved, just because it's public information. Okay. The company I was with got bought out by Monster, and that's public information. There's information on me joining this, my new consulting
Okay, that's
business.
fine.
So
We could. That's fine. So
But yeah.
he's been a part of a lot of big
a
brands,
lot of major brands
that
yeah.
we see like on the shelf in Whole Foods and things like that. Most of you guys are probably taking some sort of a supplement or something like that. That Ash has been on the flavor side of it and the creation side of it. So he took that information and he. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Yeah, no, I get it. We got a couple minutes.
But we only have a couple minutes, and we want to talk about fibers.
I hear that.
So he started a consulting company where, like, if you're in a situation where you want to launch a bar or a shake or a vitamin or something like that and get it out to the world, private message him because he can definitely help you do that. And he consults on that side. But with that being said, he got frustrated with the fact that we're putting a lot of products in our body that we actually think are healthy. And we actually know a lot of friends that have products out there that think that they've created healthy products and then put them out into the world as well. And the back end of things is Ash looks at what's actually in these products, and it's not good. It's really not good. Just because it says organic or non-GMO or whatever that looks like, it doesn't actually mean that you're putting something good in your body. So the piece that really kind of stood out to him is hydration. We are so challenged in our hydration that like when even having our baby, like they brought me in like every couple days for a few weeks because I was so low on hydration. I was drinking water and it was really not going up. And so what we're drinking right now is something called High Burst. You can go to highburst.com. Cheers.
Cheers.
And it is the world's healthiest electrolyte drink. Tell us why.
Well, a couple of reasons. One is its first 3-4 ingredients are really real fruit based ingredients. The drying method behind it makes it so that we actually retain like the potassium from coconut water versus just adding potassium to it. And we use sea salt for the sodium chloride and sodium citrate. So I'd say we use the best ingredients in the industry that's made with integrity. And it actually works. It's at the right levels, and it's not just packed with sugar. You know, you go get an electrolyte drink off the shelf, you're going to get 28, 30 grams of sugar sometimes. And our product only has 2 grams of sugar, and it's organic sugars.
Well, it's even
fruit.
like Emergency, which Emergency is an electrolyte drink, but so many people are popping Emergencies in their water, and it looks just like this. But the thing is that it's got a ton of sugar in it. And then if you're sick or, anything's going on, sugar actually like breeds more sickness in you. So, okay, so there's that aspect of it. Major athletes and regular people are using this product in Spartan races. We have the top Spartan racers that take the product. We've got, endurance athletes, like ultra endurance athletes that take our product. And it's because it replaces the sodium, potassium, magnesium. And we have B vitamins in this product that are bioavailable, that are absorbed right into your bloodstream, that really support you with your energy levels. It's a product that actually works versus us trying to sell you a bunch of sugar that's a cheap ingredient. Awesome.
So
I'll also say that if you're trying to lose weight, our girlfriend or my girlfriend, your friend, Natalie Jill was saying when she was here at one point, she was like, gosh, if people knew that if they actually just drank more, if they hydrated better, because Ash will tell you that you can drink as much water as you want, but there has to be a perfect formula for it to actually hydrate into your cells. And so she's like, if they would just drink more like hydration, they would actually lose so much of the weight that they're actually already carrying, and that it's that simple. So let's talk a little bit about why we think High Burst is going to work. So we kind of narrowed it down to 3 reasons why High Burst is actually going to work this round. So reason number 1.
Well, I would say number 1 reason, it's in authenticity. It's who I am. It's what I believe in. It is full authenticity. I mean, I was an endurance athlete. I saw a gap in the marketplace. I was also in the food, beverage, supplement industry, supporting a lot of major brands and developing products like billion-dollar product lines. And I was like, wow.
We got to jump right
And I jumped out of that fear and into what it is. That's reason number 1.
So it's bigger than you. We wrote this down because we were like, really what? Like if we were to think, we've got a short period of time with you. Reason number 1 is this product is bigger than you. It's already bred inside him, and his whole life is sharing clues to why this works. Number 2.
I have a great team.
Yeah.
Been able to form a great team.
So for you guys who are worried like it's just you, it's all about vision. Ash's team is not in it for the money. They're in it for the vision of what this crew of men are creating out in the world. And they work together day in and day out to formulate this product, to pack this product, to ship this product, to call people who are using the product. In fact, if you want to use the product, go to highburst.com and grab a pack and check it out. I wish we would have brought a box on.
Yeah.
And then the third reason that you shared that this really is the biggest reason why this will work is probably the most painful reason of all reasons, which is
I'm all in. I've closed all back doors. All in. Financially, physically, emotionally, all in.
Share some of the things you've done financially to make this company work.
Financially, I've 401k, completely shut down the 401k.
Cashed it in.
I took, my private accounts from all my banks and put it all in. Basically, we built a plant around it. Yeah. And part of the building that, the ability to do it was to be all in. There's no back doors.
Yeah. And he's looking at possibly selling his house that he's loved forever. And here's what I think the marriage part of things is important is like, I make multiple millions a day. I love that. I make multiple
it's coming.
A day. I make multiple millions of dollars a year. Every year. It's not what I've made online over the course of years. It's what I do every single year. And I say this humbly, and why it's important is I still pinch myself, and I'm like, that. I'm like, I can't even believe that my hardcore company, hardcore business has grown to this level. I really am super proud of the company and proud of the people that work in the company, and I'm thrilled with our clients. But with all of that being said, I could jump in and start funding, right? I could jump in and start funding. I don't know if it's ever crossed your mind, like, why I don't.
No, I've never really thought about it. Yeah.
That's cool. So that's cool. He's not entitled. He doesn't feel entitled to me doing that. But he watches me tithe. In fact, I went to do a big tithe a few months ago, and Ash had to step away from me for a minute because it was such a big tithe. But I really believe in God. I really tithe. I really walk the walk behind closed doors. And I could jump in. And as a woman, my past before personal development would be to get my love from actually giving him more and to just give him money to do hypers. But I really believe that you have to fight the good healthy battle of entrepreneurship to succeed, right? I really believe that. Everybody that I've given scholarships to, it doesn't fail. They just fail. It's like 100% of the time, the people who I just pay their way, they don't make it. And I know this dream is so big to you. And I really believe in Highburst. Otherwise, I would never stand by your side. I just wouldn't. I would be going after you every single day, really, probably as a woman attacking you for not doing enough, or as a coach, like all over you because you should be doing X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. But I can allow him to walk his journey, which his journey has been incredible. They daily get sales in now on Highburst, which is really cool. They sell it at running events, but they also sell it on their website, highburst.com. But I believe in the product, and I take the product. It took me a while to start taking the product. And I take the product every single day now. I drink it every single day. When I'm low on energy, I take it because coffee makes me jittery. And it's a really, really good product.
I'm going to add one thing that we didn't talk about, and that is, I think my team is really incredible, and they are definitely their number two reason. But my number one reason that this is working and it continues to work and will work is because I have you in my life.
Aww.
Yeah, and what I mean for others watching, I don't mean Shanda as a coach, but I mean Shanda as someone that believes in me, that is inspiring me, that is, a believer, and not someone that's saying it's not going to happen. Mm. Not someone that is putting in like negative thoughts. Not someone that is, So I have a supportive partner and someone that is like, you can do it. Just keep at it, keep going, do whatever it takes. And and I'm also surrounding myself with others that are like you as well. Like, let's just keep going, keep going, keep going. So I would say that's the number one reason.
That's cool.
So
that's
we came up with 4 reasons, not 3.
I love that. All right, you guys. So typically we just go 20 minutes on Coffee with Shanda. We're about 6 minutes over. I tried to squish it all in, but I know a lot of people would love to know like the secret to why our marriage works, where we're both ambitious and we're both A-type personality. What do you think? We didn't actually share this with each other. So what do you think? This is live, captured on live.
Yeah, wow. So I'd say number one.
To make sure everybody's clear, the secret to why our marriage works.
Yeah, I'd say commitment. We're very committed. That's one reason for me that comes up big time. And I also say that we have a unique dance. You know, there's a dance between like, you know, how it flows. So one is going this direction, the other tends to go that direction. You know. So we have a good dance, you know, in how we go about life together. You know, when someone needs to push hard, the other gives, and when someone else needs to push, the other gives. So it's just this, you know, push and give that creates a dance that creates space for both of us to be able to be entrepreneurs and do the life that we do.
Love it. I would say for me, I agree, and I would say the secret that I think we hold that makes our marriage work is, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but it's for me, it's that we allow each other to live our full potentials. Like I will never get in the way of your purpose. I mean, and I tell you that all the time. Like when you, even like if you're going to create a big risk or whatever, I am responsible to make sure that we are safe in an aspect that I feel like I need safety. Like I'm responsible for my safety. He's not responsible for my safety. And so I don't know what he's going to do tomorrow, the next day, but I do know that it's his life and I'm sharing it with him. And he gives me the same respect and love back, that it's my life and there's some things that I need to do in my life that I would love him to come along. But if he doesn't come along, I'm still going to go do them. And where Ash is great is he's like, I'm coming. You know what I mean? And you're like, because, you know, like you've stretched a lot in our marriage with the fact that like I didn't want to live in Corona Del Mar. I wanted to live in San Diego where our company is. Also, you know, the vision of like living part of our life at certain times of the year, maybe in a different country. We're kind of looking at Puerto Rico, which is not a different country, but like in Europe or something. Like I really want our children to be able to see the world and volunteer and not be just American. You know what I mean? Like even you said yesterday, American schools tend to have a level of entitlement where when Ash meets kids that have traveled around the world like he did yesterday, these kids are like so like expansive in their thinking. And, you know, you say, okay, that's a part of your vision and your dream. And it's now become a vision of yours as well. But at first it was like, wait, what does that mean to my career? What does that mean? And you've had to walk through all of that. So it's not been all a cakewalk. It's been both of us giving and stretching. But the secret is that he has his life, I have my life. We've chosen to share it together, but that doesn't mean that we're giving up our visions of what we want in life because we have somebody else in our life. So our visions are strong enough that we're doing it with or without each other.
Yeah.
You know? So I hope this was valuable for you guys this morning. I know we went a little bit over this morning, but tomorrow morning I will be on Coffee with Shanda as well. I do believe I have one of my clients on tomorrow morning, Amy, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But if I do, if you are struggling inside your business, I am going to tell you that hearing other people go from startup to, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month working from home is pretty inspirational on how they're doing it. And you never know when that little click's going to happen in your head that you're going to close all your back doors, be all in, and have this thing work for you. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. God bless.
Thanks for having me on.
Bye. And if you want to try High Burst, it would be really cool if you went and tried Highburst on highburst.com and grabbed a box of it. What's your favorite flavor?
Gosh, we're house divided. I go with strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade.
Yeah.
I like strawberry lemonade too, but I also like the orange pineapple because it has a good crunch to it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Mwah. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.